Hi! So I'm 8 weeks pregnant, I think 8 weeks and a few days, and yesterday I had my very first doctor's visit. It was okay. I think I'll be switching back to my old OBGYN that I had with my first pregnancy, just because I've had him before, I trust him, I guess. And my delivery with Roman wasn't extremely smooth, and I liked how he handled it, so I would prefer just having him if anything was going weird. But yeah, I got another ultrasound at 8 weeks. The baby's way bigger than at 6 weeks. I think those are little arm and leg buds, I'm not sure. This lady wasn't as talkative as like the first ultrasound lady I had. And another thing I had, she really wasn't interested in answering any of my questions. Like, I wanted to know what was safe for pregnancy to eat and what not safe. And she was really just like, here, it's in this pamphlet, have it. But like, I don't know, I felt like she should have been able to like mention it. And it was weird stuff in this pamphlet, like, don't eat homemade like vinaigrette or homemade mayonnaise. Like, oh no, what am I gonna do now? So it wasn't really practical stuff anyway. Going into with physical changes I'm gonna bring up, I brought up to her that I had been feeling depression and anxiety, which I had experienced in the past with postpartum depression and then just normal depression maybe a year ago. And she really wasn't too interested in helping me, I felt like. She was just like, oh, that's not my department, you'd have to go through psych for that and stuff. And it was just like, okay, but I wish you could give me more answers. Like, I wanted to know, because just from Googling, I had seen a lot of people who had went on antidepressants or other kind of medications for those kind of related stuff. And I could only find people who were already on it who had to wean down to a lesser dose or switch to a different lower kind, but not too many who had started up while pregnant. So I really wanted to know if that was safe. And she was really just like, yeah, it's happened before, it's fine. It's just like, oh no, it's my baby I'm talking about. I want you to talk to me my first visit. So yeah, not super pumped. But on to physical changes. Depression and anxiety. Like I said, I've experienced it before, and I had actually been on medication for it maybe a year plus ago, but I just couldn't find that right balance of medications that really helped me, so I went off completely just to be able to handle myself, which I did pretty successfully, until of course these hormones are making me feel not so great. Harder to get out of bed, just feeling familiar feelings when you just know what's going on if you've dealt with it in the past. Anxiety attacks over things you obviously shouldn't be having anxiety attacks over. So I'm not sure. I'm probably gonna try to get into psych, but I was thinking about maybe waiting until I get my new OBGYN and bringing it up to him and seeing how he handles it. I'm not sure yet. If you've had any experience with that, it would be really nice if you commented. Other physical changes. I noticed this when I went to that concert I told you I was concerned about last update. The concert went totally fine. Nothing weird other than not drinking at it, I guess, but it was totally normal and fun. But I noticed when I was getting ready to go to the concert that crop tops like aren't for me anymore. I had been wearing crop tops up until I think the last time was at 7 weeks, and it was totally like nothing was in there. But this time it just gave me like a weird little pooch at the bottom, and I was just like, it doesn't look the best. So I think I'm officially out of crop tops for this pregnancy. Another physical change, not really a change, is I'm still sick. I'm still throwing up, but not like morning sickness where every morning I feel that gross feeling. It's just like, I'll be randomly eating dinner and be like, oh, gotta go throw this up. And it's not every night, and it's not predictable even. But I don't do that when I'm not pregnant, so I'm sure that's a pregnancy symptom. Yeah. Oh, like right after I made my last update, my son brought something home from like TK, I'm sure. Me and Roman got super sick, like super bad head cold. And of course I can't take anything for it besides Tylenol. And I didn't even really want to take too much of that before 12 weeks. So I was just suffering. I was having depression, anxiety, a nasty head cold, trying to keep up the house. It was just a not super pleasant 2 weeks. But I'm already feeling like 80% better, so hopefully the next 2 weeks will go smoother. Oh, and another thing about my doctor's visit is I go back in 2 weeks. I thought in the beginning of my other pregnancy I would go once a month until way further along. But yeah, in 2 weeks I go back. I think that might be all. I'll give you another close-up of my ultrasound and then a belly pic. Subscribe and like and follow me on Instagram if you want to see more of my son. I won't be posting too much of this pregnancy until around 12 weeks when everyone in the family knows.